But I'm Dr. Rita McGuire. I'm the Chief Medical Officer and one of the co-founders of WAKANNA. And every Monday at 2:30, we do a hair webinar. We have a hair division, and we really want to target cosmetologists, barbers, beauty schools. We really want them to get this information along with those customers who are looking for products to help to ensure that if they're having some issues with their hair thinning, hair loss, that they absolutely can come here on Monday, get the information, and get information about our amazing products. So today I'm joined by our trichologist, Doris Mosley. I will bring her up in a moment, but I want to introduce you to WAKANNA, the crown jewel of CBD. Again, if you've just joined a little late, I'm Dr. Rita McGuire. I'm an obstetrician gynecologist, and I'm a physician that's an advocate for the cannabis plant. I'm also a trichology instructor. So I just received my certification in November. Super excited to bring education, not only about alopecia, which is hair loss, but education about other disorders, other medical conditions that can also cause hair loss and hair thinning. So our vision here at WAKANNA is that we exist to end the negative stigma, because when we say the word cannabis, many people still have a negative stigma. Many people are not wanting to engage with you because they think when they hear the word cannabis, they think that we're trying to get them high. But this information is really going to end that negative stigma. It's really going to help our communities that have really lost out and suffered from health benefits and even the wealth benefits that this cannabis plant can afford us all. So WAKANNA is more than a CBD company. Yes, we have amazing products. We have amazing hair products that we're going to talk about today, but we're a movement. We are the catalyst to inspire people. You may be on the line and you may be wondering, well, how do I fit into this cannabis space as a cosmetologist or as a barber? Or maybe I'm in beauty college right now. Or maybe I'm not any of those above things, and I'm just here to gain more knowledge about my hair. Well, we are here to help you find your space in this industry to, again, afford your family, your friends, your clients to take back their health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. I do want to introduce you to the other three co-founders. Again, I'm Dr. Rita McGuire. I'm the Chief Medical Officer. Dr. Patricia Van Pelt is our president. Melissa Boston is our CEO. She is the visionary behind WAKANNA. And then our Chief Sales Officer, Phyllis Nash. So I wanted to introduce all of them to you so that you can see that we are a female co-founded cannabis company, one of the only ones CBD companies co-founded by 4 African American women in Illinois and possibly in all 50 states. We've done in excess of $6 million already in cumulative sales. We'll be celebrating our 3-year anniversary on April 20th. So if you're on the line and you're a guest and you want to be a part of our celebration on April 20th, please connect with the person that invited you so we can invite you to our conference. So cannabis, the industry is booming. It's really gone from illegal to now essential. One of the many businesses, or few businesses will say, that was not closed down were cannabis dispensaries. During the global pandemic, the height of the global pandemic, our company, like many other cannabis dispensaries, were open, and they were open because they are an essential part of our overall health and wellness. And what makes it even more exciting is that CBD is legal. In 2018, the Farm Bill was passed to legalize hemp, to remove hemp from being a Schedule 1 drug to being a legal commodity, a legal part of the agricultural commodity to cultivate, to sell, and even to consume. We look at the revenue of CBD. We're not even looking at medical or recreational marijuana. We're looking at just the hemp industry. It is going to be in excess of $20 billion by 2024. So this is absolutely an industry that you should be looking forward to being involved in. So these are some of the participating billion-dollar industries that WAKANNA has products. We have products that help you lose weight. We have wellness and immune products. We have essential oils. We have skin care. We have hair care, which you're going to be hearing about today. But just know that we are participating in billion-dollar industries with our incredible CBD products. So what is CBD? CBD is an abbreviation for cannabidiol. It's a compound that naturally occurs in industrial hemp. Again, it was legalized in 2018, and the hemp plant has over now 130 different compounds. Now, the most common in hemp is CBD, and by definition, 0.3% or less of THC. So yes, there is a small percentage of THC, but it doesn't get you high. We talk about hemp as giving us the health benefit without the high. So our products are very unique. They're very different from those products you'll find at the gas station, at the smoke shop, right? Our products are fully compliant with the State Department of Agriculture and are grown in accordance with Section 7606. Now, the Section 7606 in the 2018 Farm Bill states that CBD has to come from the hemp species, which contains the legal limit of THC, which is 0.3% or less. So when we look at CBD, let's look at CBD. It has a lot of medicinal properties. Today, we're going to focus on the hair. We're going to focus on the fact that CBD reduces inflammation. It is an antibacterial. It really helps to nourish the hair follicle by normalizing hormones. If you are menopausal, if you're a man out there that you have male menopause, right? As we age, our hair thins. But just know that CBD has a long list of benefits to the body, much more than any of the compounds that the cannabis plant makes, like THC and THCV and CBN and CBG. Just know that CBD is the hero. And the way that CBD works is through a very vital regulatory system. See, CBD isn't a snake oil. It's not a magical potion. It's not something that was discovered in someone's basement or garage, though people are making CBD products in their garages and basement. Those are products I wouldn't trust in using, but just know that the science behind how CBD works is called the endocannabinoid system. And one of the largest organs of our body, our skin, our scalp is part of our skin, the largest organ. There are receptors that are looking for cannabis to put the skin in balance. We're going to concentrate on the skin and the scalp today. So that's the science. If you're wondering how CBD works in the body, it's not magical. It is science. It is deemed the most regulatory, vital, physiological system in our body, called the endocannabinoid system. So it's really about learning and unlearning, right? It's unlearning those bad things that we may have heard or known or even experienced in the past with marijuana. But just know that the ingredient CBD is non-intoxicating. It doesn't cause a high. In fact, CBD stimulates receptors in our brain that regulate pain, anxiety, nausea, and even hair restoration. So just know that the medical applications that when we look at CBD in the hair, is reducing inflammation, reducing bacterial infection, and really nourishing the hair follicle. So I'm going to end my slide deck there. I'm going to bring up another deck because tonight or today, we are going to be talking about traction alopecia. And traction alopecia is something that African Americans are really suffering from. And now we're noticing that many more ethnicities are really suffering from traction alopecia as well, right? Why? Because a lot of folks are using different weaves and braids and additions to their hair. So it's not just Black women, but it's also other ethnicities. We're finding with traction alopecia that it's a form of hair loss in which mechanical damage to the hair follicle is caused by repeated tension or pulling. So those who frequently wear their hair pulled back, or they may wear that ponytail, or they may wear braids and weaves and crochets and glue-ins and all of that. It really is the most common type of hair loss in people of color, especially African American women. But we are experiencing this in all ethnic groups and ages. We're seeing children, little girls that are wearing weaves, at 4 and 5-year-olds. We're seeing little girls getting perms. So there's all sorts of things that are going on. So again, these are some of the pictures that cause traction alopecia: braids, weaves, ponytails, hair locks, hair rollers, constant pulling, tight hairstyles. Even over relaxed hair can even lead to further damage. And what happens as we age? I'm guilty of it, right? Menopause. We lose our hair from a drop in estrogen and progesterone. What do a lot of menopausal women do? Well, we start to add hair. We're trying to hide these areas. But today we're going to find out what we can do instead of putting more damage and traction on our hair. Some of the symptoms of traction alopecia. Early on, you'll see small flesh-colored or white bumps, maybe seen around the hair follicle where the hair is pulled most tightly. Shortly thereafter, you'll see a symmetric hair loss. It usually appears around the hairline. You'll see a noticeable pushback, as we call it, of the hairline. We may see that soft vellus hair, or those baby hairs, may be intact, but with further traction, this temporary hair loss could be permanent. We even see now where you can go to these beauty supply stores and you can purchase baby hair. Yeah, you can purchase baby hair that you can glue on or tattoo on if you have lost your hairline. So these are a lot of things that we're going to talk about today. Some of the treatments for traction alopecia is prevention. Stop wearing those hairstyles. Stop wearing those styles that are pulling your hair. Reducing the amount of chemicals and heat, even during drying, can reduce traction alopecia. There are some topical antibiotics. There's topical corticosteroids to treat the scalp, to treat the tenderness, to treat the bumps and inflammation. There's even oral antibiotics and even injected corticosteroids. There's topical Rogaine. All of these things can be used for moderate to severe traction alopecia. But just know, once traction alopecia has gotten to that severe stage, once it started to cause scarring on your scalp, it's pretty permanent. As you'll hear, our trichologist Doris Mosley calls it a hair hysterectomy, where no more babies can grow back in that follicle. And then another treatment option or tool in your toolbox is our WAKANNA CBD hair products. So now I'm going to bring up our trichologist, our VP of our WAKANNA hair division. Doris Mosley is an icon. She is a cosmetologist. She's an educator. She has a huge hair show, which she has been the co-founder of many years. She's out of LA. She's also one of the very first educators of Dudley Beauty College back in the day. She's an icon. She is a staple. She is my business partner, my colleague, Doris Mosley. Are you out there? I may have to bring Doris over. And if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat as we're going to discuss some of our products here. Doris, are you there? There
Can
you are. I think you're still in the matrix.
Oh, I am. Can you hear me?
You're still in the matrix.
I'm trying to find a spot. Can you hear me now?
Okay.
You can hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes,
I'm going to try to stand right here.
Right there. That's
right
better.
there. This is where I'm going to stand. But I just want to say to each and every one of you guys, thanks for coming to join us today. It is amazing, and we are really in an epidemic. Alopecia is not something new, as Dr. Rita was saying. This is not a new thing. Actually, alopecia was first discovered in 1706 by a French doctor named Dr. Sauvé de la Croix. And so that's how far it go back. And then alopecia areata, you're gonna hear some background noise because people are coming outside. Alopecia, traction alopecia, which doctor went through very thorough, was discovered in 1907 in Greenland. See how far it has traveled. But we have a product that has been proven. I'm a product of the product. We have hemp-powered hair. And just let me go through a few of the ingredients in hemp-powered hair, especially when you're dealing with itchy scalp, dry itchy scalp. We have in there black seed oil. Then in our pumpkin seed oil, which help with inflammation. And that is very serious, and it contributes to the traction because you're gonna put ponytails, as she said earlier. Ponytails was discovered, that's how they really discovered traction alopecia, because it started pulling away at the hairline. If you continue to anchor those ponytails, wherever you anchor them at also, you will have the hair that's under stress, and that it will be removed eventually. It's a progression. It doesn't happen overnight, but it is a progression. And then you have cinnamon. Cinnamon helps stimulates the blood circulation. And that's what we need to the follicle, is to help stimulate the blood. Because if you don't get proper blood in there, especially in the anagen stage where the hair is growing, you will eventually lose. And she talked about the baby's hair. Oh my God, I'm gonna take you through those phases that we've gone through. And then we have rosemary. Rosemary oil in our hemp-powered hair, it actually helps with DHT blockage. We have to be able to block DHT because what it does, it goes in there and suck all the nutrients out, and that's not good. We also have moringa. Moringa is for our overall health. We are really on a health and wellness kick here at WAKANNA because we're trying to get everybody healthy. If you have a healthy body, you're going to absolutely get healthy results when it comes to your hair, because healthy hair begins with a healthy scalp. We also have baobab. Baobab gives us our iron. It comes from a tree in Africa, and that's called the tree of life. That's important. Lemon Lemon helps, it's an antiseptic, help deep cleanse that scalp. We gotta keep those pores clean. We just can't anchor tight things, braid in tight. We just can't do all the things that's gonna cause us to have the traction alopecia, because if you end up, you won't have any hair there. Then we have our wild salmon oil. It gives the hair the shine. It gives the hair the strength that is needed, but it will not survive traction. Eventually, the hair will lose, okay? The follicle will lose, and you don't want that. Then we have our CBD in there. CBD helps bring the body back into balance. Then we have clove. Clove oil, our hair goes through shedding. It grows through 3 phases: the anagen phase, the catagen phase, and the telogen phase. But when it becomes telogen and fluvian, then that means it's excessive. We lose 50 to 100 strands a day. We don't want to lose no more than that. And that's where clove come into play. It helps the scalp, it helps the follicle not to lose excessively. So that's our hemp-powered hair. We use that 3 times a week. We use it as a tincture and we also use it as a topical. 3 times a week. You're gonna massage it into the scalp, into the area where you're having a challenge at. Then you're also gonna put it under your tongue 3 times a week. I like to say twice a day under the tongue. That's important. But we gotta make sure that we are using the product. A lot of us buy it, put it on the shelf, and we think it's gonna work. It's not gonna work on the shelf. So that's important. Then we have our SOS system. Because I said to our CEO, and she's so amazing, happy birthday again. I said, we gotta have a system. We gotta have a system that will cleanse. We gotta have a system that will condition. We need a styling cream. We need something to support hemp-powered hair. And we came with the Renewing Shampoo. The Renewing Shampoo is amazing. And I'm gonna demonstrate that in our next, not the next session, but the 3rd week of March, how to properly shampoo and cleanse that hair, because that's important that we build that kind of rapport with the hair. But we have gone through the Renewing Shampoo, we have our moisturizing conditioner, our hair is made of moisture and protein. We have to make sure it stays balanced. Then we have our detangler. Oh, it is absolutely amazing. I sent Dr. Rita a picture of a little 7-year-old girl who happened to be my granddaughter. She's an SOS girl, and she is enjoying her hair. It's beautiful. Her mother used the system on her, not because she needed for hair loss, but we want to maintain. And that's what a lot of people say, oh, I have healthy hair, dark, my hair is beautiful. But you don't start to miss it until you're already 51% on the losing end. So I say to each and every one of you, start now using this system.
You're in the matrix, Doris. Doris, you're in the matrix.
Oh my goodness. Can you hear me?
You are in the matrix. You're in the matrix. You are in the matrix. You're in the matrix. So what I do want to do, you're still in the matrix.
Back a little bit. Can you hear me now?
Let's see if we can hear you, Doris. Say something.
Hello?
Okay,
can
we
you
can
hear me now? Hello?
Yes.
Wow, you can hear
Yes.
great. Okay, the oud oil is so important, you guys, because it's used as a buffer, also as a moisturizer. And let me just share this with you. Over 25 years ago, I was telling the hairstylists on a whole, we cannot get caught up in what they were getting caught up in, and that was the glue, the adhesive. They call it glue, but it really should have been called adhesive from the beginning. But what it did, it took out a lot of hair. It was traction alopecia in the beginning for us. Then from the adhesive, they went to the tightening of the braid to attach the hair weave it on. Another form of traction alopecia. From there, then they said, oh, they're tearing out their hair. Let's come up with something. They came up with the closure for the weaves and the wigs. From there, they went to the frontals because there was no hairlines. And if you know, everybody on this line knows somebody who does not have a hairline because of traction alopecia. There that beautiful girl is. And then from there, doctor, they went from the frontals to the 360. 360 means that they had something that will accommodate the entire head, the entire circumference of the head. It just hurts my heart, you guys, that we have gotten hung up, so hung up, that we've lost our edges. We've lost our necklines. We're gonna lose if we don't turn this thing around. And from there, as Dr. Rita was saying, they have baby hair. That blew me out the water. Just to see a little strigly curl pattern to be glued adhesive on the side of our heads because we don't have a hairline. Come on, you guys. Let's get on board with WAKANNA to stomp out this. It's an epidemic. Don't let it be where we have no hair at all. We're gonna have to find some adhesive that will bond to the skin because we have no hair. Let's get on board. Dr. Rita, it saddens me to see how they came from the glue. And I checked out that adhesive in the very beginning. It's made from the same stuff Firestone make tires out of. It wasn't for us, but we fell into the rut. And now we're searching. WAKANNA has brought to us a product line that will help us. Let's get on board, you guys, and let's stomp out this epidemic called hair loss, mainly alopecia, traction alopecia. And alopecia is simply the medical term for baldness. If a doctor tells you you have alopecia, you want to say back to the doctor, what's the root cause? You want to get on board. Let's get on board. Back to you, Doc.
So can you see the screen?
I see it upstairs. It says styling cream.
Yes, you want to go over the styling cream and the
yes, when you put the styling cream on, you want to put it on after you have towel dry the hair. Whether you are putting it on wet set or whether you're putting it on for blow dry or how it's going to thoroughly style the hair, you can use the styling cream. You only need a little bit. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
You only need a very small amount, depending on the amount of hair on the head. You're going to rub it into your hand, emulsify it, and put it into the hair. Blow dry or wet set.
And this product does not clog your pores. I think that's really important.
Exactly. That is very important. It does not clog the pores. Clogging of the pores is not good. All the product that we have, Dr. Rita, does not clog the pores.
Absolutely great. So I just want to talk about one other product before we take questions. And that is, I wanted them to see the Oud body oil. Want you to talk briefly about that again, and the beard and scalp, because there are some men on the line, and the peppermint oil, those three products, and then we'll talk, take some questions.
Is that the Oud body oil?
Yes,
is that
it
the
is.
Oud body oil?
Yes.
Okay, that's why it says Oud, because that's what you're going to be saying when you put it on. It came for us as a skin body oil moisturizer, but I realized that we need something to buffer the heat for the hair. Whether you was wet setting or whether you was thermal styling, you needed something. So I said to Dr. Rita, I said to Melissa, let's make this one of the SOS system, the finale. And they did, and it has been nothing but great results. And you've seen that on that little 7-year-old hair. She has her Oud body oil. So that's why it got that name, I'm almost sure, just to say Oud. And for the men, the beard and scalp oil. Men, Don't feel left out at all, because we have something for you too, and you can use the same thing throughout the whole system. Where there is a follicle, that's what it's for. Peppermint oil, love it, love it. I use the peppermint oil in my recipe for the scalp facial, because what peppermint oil does, it stimulates the blood circulation. And when hair is in its anagen stage, you definitely need to stimulate that blood circulation.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to take some questions. I'm going to stop sharing our screen. Thank you, Doris, so much for really breaking that down, because we are seeing, as Doris alluded to, we are seeing children, we're seeing babies, we're seeing really young people losing their hair, and this is serious. So we want to get the word out that we have a program for your hair so that you can save all of your strands. And we want to also let you know that if you're a stylist, if you're a barber, that this absolutely is a great system, because it does contain CBD. It's enhanced with CBD. This is a great system that you can even improve your bottom line in your salon. You know, yes. Doris does this monthly live presentation with scalp facials. Absolutely an incredible way to upcharge and to really bring in additional revenue for your clients. And if you're on the line and you're not a barber, you're not a cosmetologist, you want to purchase this program, the Save Our Strands program products, to take to your stylist. I leave mine at the salon so that my stylist has it each and every time that she does my hair. So Doris, today I have on a wig.
It's beautiful.
I have on a wig today, and I kind of want you to just, before we take questions, talk about how you can still wear a wig and use these products as your hair is not being pulled on or traction on, but underneath a protective wig like I have on today.
And you know what, Dr. Rita, I'm so glad you asked that, because I'm in such an awful position today, but I'm making it happen the best I can.
Yes, you are.
So that was one of the things that I really wanted to share with the audience, is that if you're having that challenge, CCCA, that's what people jump to when they start losing their hair. They jump to a weave, which they attach to that. That is the biggest mistake ever. I'd rather see you in a wig with a silk band underneath, so the band of the wig rests on that band, so you don't cause traction alopecia. And then that way you can do the treatments that needed for your hair and your scalp. And at night you take that off and get on a silk pillowcase. That's very important, so you don't seem to break it out more. Silk, you move around on it and you slide around on it and you don't cause any more challenge. But yes, please don't attach anything to hair that is already diffusing. You know that you're losing it already. Don't cover up with a weave, with sewing and braiding and all of that. That's more traction. Put a wig on. I'd rather do that so we can treat your symptoms and your situation, opposed to doing it the other way.
Absolutely. So we have a question in the chat about vitamin D deficiency. Please address hair loss related to vitamin D deficiency. Did you want to take that?
Well, you know what? I'm going to take my portion and you can take it medically.
Okay.
But vitamin D is coming from the sun, which a lot of people don't get that because they got the weaves, they got the wigs. So you end up having to take vitamin D. But the natural vitamin D is from the sun, which we don't get a lot of.
So vitamin D deficiency, along with biotin and iron and all the other fat-soluble vitamins, zinc, selenium, vitamin E, all of these vitamin deficiencies, not just D, but all of these deficiencies cause hair loss. And the reason they cause hair loss is that the hair follicle, think of it as a baby growing in your womb when you're pregnant. If you're a woman on the line and you've had a baby, it's the same analogy. The hair follicle has a wound and needs to be nourished. That follicle has a blood supply. That follicle needs the vitamins and nutrients to grow. If it doesn't, it's going to thin and fall out. So you need not only these incredible products that are enhanced with CBD, but you need to pay attention to your diet. You need to supplement your diet with vitamins, hair vitamins. Again, vitamin D, iron, biotin, vitamin E, K, and C. All of these vitamins nourish the hair follicle. So with that being said,
also, Dr. Rita, can I add, a
yes.
lot of people do not drink enough water. Hydration is very important. Yes, very important, because your body's 85% plus water. And if you don't drink the water, it's going to deplete from your body. Then you're going to end up with that dry, itchy scalp that we talked about. You're going to end up with not, as Dr. Rita said, nourishing that follicle. You need to have, every 24 hours, the body changes. Now, what it changes too is depending on what you put into the body. You know, I went to the gas station this morning and put gas in my car, and I pushed the 91, the highest portion. I said, now, I can put 91% gas in the car, but I'm gonna get a burger later. Now, that's not good.
No.
Put in your car, in your body, what you put into your car. That is important. So you guys, we're on our healthy living. That's the only way we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it.
Absolutely. So your hair needs the same nutrients, the same vitamins as your body. So the next time you put something in your mouth, think about it. Is this good for my hair? We think about it all the time, right? Because we're trying to lose weight. We're trying, we think about that, but don't forget about your hair. Your hair needs those vitamins. So will your hair grow back once you correct the deficiency? Absolutely, yes. As long as the follicle is still there, yes, you can absolutely have that hair to come back once you correct deficiencies. Just as the same if you have thyroid conditions or a lot of other endocrine conditions or autoimmune conditions. Once you correct those conditions, you see that hair regaining itself. So that's why we're really pushing for all of us to utilize the SOS system, right? You may not be losing hair. You may have thick hair, but you want to maintain that thick hair, right? Another question is, what kind of wig cap should we buy? Most beauty supply stores sell the nylon type caps. The material used to make pantyhose. Is that type okay?
Yes, as long as it has good ventilation. That's what you want. You don't want something that's, I personally don't particularly like the dome cap. But if you got a cap with good ventilation, that's what you want. And I don't see anything wrong with that. You want to make sure that the band that's on your hairline is, I prefer that you have a nylon band, even if you have to purchase some nylon fabric and make your band. You just don't want to have something. Remember, friction causes breakage. So if you got a cap on and it's causing friction, that's traction. Eventually it'll end up in traction alopecia, and you don't want that. And remember, you guys, don't just purchase the product, and don't be impatient with the product, because hair grows 6 inches on the norm a year. So if you look around and 2 months later, you just seeing a little fuzz, be excited about that fuzz.
Yes.
Yes,
Excited about the fuzz.
exactly, because you're on your way to getting what you need to make it happen. But please make a decision. You know, I've decided that clients that come to me that having hair loss issues, and if they don't want to go through the system, I don't want them as a client. And I'm gonna just be honest, because you gotta have patience once you make the decision. It happened to me, and it took me 8 months, but 8 months I was one devoted sister, because I could not be up here sharing with you and not being myself. So, and having a bald spot up in the top, that would not make sense.
Right.
So,
right.
hey, as Dr. Rita said, follicle hysterectomy, once you have that, it's over.
Right.
Over.
So that's really brings me to our next point. And the next point is being patient with the system. It's just like when you're losing weight. You didn't gain weight overnight. You're not going to lose weight overnight. You didn't lose weight, your hair overnight. Well, there could be a condition when somebody over processes your hair and it all comes out in the bowl. But most of the time, it's a slow progression over time, constant pulling, constant ponytails, constant weaves, traction alopecia. So let's reverse that. We reverse that with our SOS system. We reverse that with supplementing our diet with the minerals and vitamins. We are, promoting Flat Belly Lifestyle 2.0. We're promoting a plant-based lifestyle that's bringing live nutrients to our hair follicle. Don't forget about your hair, right? So the second thing I want to talk about, Doris, I know we'll be ending in about 15 minutes. I'm just waiting for more questions. And that is the opportunity that we have here at WAKANNA. And the opportunity is, yes, as a cosmetologist, as a barber, you absolutely can lock arms with us here at WAKANNA and become a distributor. And the distributorship, yes, you'll be promoting the hair product in your salon and your colleagues' salons, but we have other products that put the body in balance as well. So what has been your experience as a business owner with WAKANNA, Doris? And why did you say yes to WAKANNA?
And become a crown jewel. Just don't say yes. Become a crown jewel so you have all the benefits.
So why did you say yes to WAKANNA?
Why did I say yes?
Yes.
Oh, Doc, because first of all, they have 4 amazing women that heads the company, and I checked them out. And
She's in the matrix. You're in the matrix. You're in the matrix. She may have to.
And you being one of them, Doc.
I think you're in the matrix.
Oh my God. Is it better?
No, I think you moved. You're in the matrix. I think you moved.
Shoot.
But whatever Doris said, the most important was she said yes.
Again.
Yes, she said you're in the matrix. She's still in the matrix. No worries, Doris. But she said yes to WAKANNA. Her first part was because there were 4.
Am I still in it?
Let me hear you.
This is crazy.
Yeah, you're still in the matrix. Well, let's take some questions from the audience. Still in the matrix.
I can hear you.
Okay, now that's good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
What about now?
Yes.
Yes.
So let's take some questions from the audience, Doris. Let's take some questions from the audience. Are there any questions from the audience?
Because first of all, like I said, there were 4 amazing women who looked like me. And I know 2 of them.
Are there any questions from the audience? Doris, you're in the matrix, so let's take some questions. I think you can hear me, but we can't hear you. So we're going to take some questions from the audience. And yeah, I'm going to look in the Q&A area. First, I want to know how many people on the line are already distributors with WAKANNA. If you're a distributor with WAKANNA, please put in the chat that you're a distributor. But if you're a guest on the line, can you put that you are a guest and let us know who invited you? We're trying to get an idea of how many guests we have on the line so that we can connect with you and the person that invited you so we can move you to the next step. You know, the next step could be that you want to be a customer, or the next step is that you see that there's an opportunity in really sharing this information, not only about hair, but overall wellness for our loved ones and ourselves. So we do have BV. She was invited by Doris. Thank you so much. Doris will be connecting with you. Corey was invited by Tessa Harding. So thank you so much. Tessa will be following up with you. Are there any other guests on the line? We just want to welcome you. Also, Gall, we know Gall, he's a guest of Doris as well. Everyone else appears to be a distributor. We have another guest invited by Doris. Mick Foss, or Shelly is the name. And Doris, you have a lot of guests on the line. Roshonda was invited by Doris. Sharita was invited by Doris. Wendy Perry was invited by Doris. I'm telling you, you ladies and gentlemen that were invited by Doris really have an amazing friend, and she is going to help you move to the next step as either a customer or a business partner with WAKANNA. So if there's no other questions, we're going to end it for this afternoon. Next week, we're going to be talking about a different topic. We will post it, but each and every Monday at 2:30 Central Standard Time, we'll either focus on a topic that's affecting hair loss, and or we'll focus on a live demonstration where Doris will really help us to understand how to utilize these products for a facial scalp, a scalp facial, or to utilize these products to really help deep conditions. So stay tuned for those live presentations. Great job, Doris. Everyone is saying Dr. Carol Cobb, thank you so much. Annette Boozman, thank you so much. Wyona Perry, guest of Doris, thank you so much. Super excited about Doris following up with all of her guests so that we can move you forward. So we'll see you next Monday. Thank you, Doris, so much. Sorry you were
Thank you, guys.
But have a great
Keep me in your prayers.
Have a great rest of your afternoon. Doris will invite you to our Monday night business overview, which is at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. She will give you that information for tonight's call and Zoom webinar. Be well, be safe, and God bless you all.